You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, good Monday morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek coming to you from my brand new studio at Over 2 Acres Ranch.
You sound great. You sound great. I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Monday, September 23rd, episode 3525, brought to you today by WERM Flooring. Good morning, horse people.
You have found Horses in the Morning on a Monday. You're in for an amazing horsey week of laughter, learning, and fun with Glenn and Jamie.
So it's good to be back. It's good to be standing at my stand-up desk. It's good to have all my computers back. Yay, the studio's back.
You're there. You're actually in the house.
We're not looking at it from the outside.
With the gopher turtles that have caused delays and just... It can go wrong, has gone wrong, and you're there.
We're here. And I'll talk a little bit more about it in just a second. But coming up on today's show, I didn't get to listen to last week because we were busy moving furniture. But from what I read in the auditor room, you had everybody crying all week. I go away and you have them all in tears. What's up with that?
You know what? I mean, so we've been doing a lot of talk about Cinco, and Cinco is the horse that I don't know. I bought him at a livestock auction, which is the utter depths of the bowels of humanity that go to these things. I saved one, but it was shenanigans. You can go back and listen to last Monday to hear about it. But then we had Monty on Wednesday, and he shook the harsh reality stick at me.
That's the impression I got from the comments.
Yeah, and I actually appreciated his words. People have been messaging me like, how did you feel about what he said? And I'm like, dude, I'm glad he said it, because it kind of like, it gave me permission to fail where I wouldn't ever give myself permission, but still going, we're still doing stuff with him, with the Cinco, and we'll see what's happening, because now everybody listening has requested that I get the animal psychic on who talked to Bella. And anyway, so that's what's happening today. We're going to have Marion on to talk to Cinco and see if we can decode a little of his history.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear that. Also, a little bit later in the show, Auditor Lora is going to give us a product review of the Freedom Feeder Frame, whatever that is. And we have some question first world problems. Now, in the post show, I'm going to talk about the things I can't talk about in the main show about the moving. And let's just say it continues the You Can't Make This Up moving saga. Last Thursday and Friday were not the best days. We'll talk about that in the post show. But we are in. We got everything moved in, and I got to tell you, moving in your 60s is a lot harder than moving in your 30s without a lot of help. Moving
sucks no matter what, but yes.
I was so sore. I was so sore. And now we have a major hurricane that's skirting toward us in the next 2 days, supposed to hit on Thursday. This one, usually we have a week or two to prepare, but this one hasn't even formed yet. And they're saying it's going to form in the Gulf, and it's going to be a category 3 to 5 by the time it hits somewhere along the coast here. So we have to get our outside, now that we got, 40% of the stuff unpacked inside, we have to get the outside prepared for heavy winds and rain. So we have that to do. But for all of you that were asking about the horses, they are here. We walked them down from the rental, and they are here. Now, we have vacationed here. Remember, we'd come up for weekends and camp. Well, I kind of think they thought we were camping and that we were supposed to leave yesterday, because they both had meltdowns yesterday. Complete meltdowns.
Where's the truck?
So we had to bring them in and explain to them that they're staying now. And so I'm not quite sure how they feel about it, actually. But I think they're slowly figuring out that they're not leaving this one. Maybe until Thursday if we have to bug out. But
if I've learned anything from my bouts of animal psychic usage, it is that they like to be told what is going on. Okay. So make sure you're over communicating.
I'll have to do that. Does it help if I do the Spock thing, if I put the 3 fingers on his head? and then tell him would that help?
I haven't seen enough Star Trek to know what you're talking about, but sure.
All my Trekkie fans will know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's do some Daily Whinnies. We have a bunch of auditor birthdays today. Amy Walrath, Janet Howe, Alexandra Kerr, Anna Biffle, and Carrie Garvey. Happy birthday to all of you, and a special thank you to our friend Melinda, who had planned the trip down to visit us and happened to show up on moving day. So she got to help us move. Thank you, Melinda. Appreciate that.
She's never coming again.
Appreciate that, Melinda. We love you.
I have one too.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Come on.
I'm ready.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
I love it when we play it twice. I think of all the people's horses in their barns that are freaking out. I love it. Happy birthday goes to my dear, sweet foreign exchange student from Germany, Anna. Her birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday,
so
Anna.
We did this really cool, fun weekend. And as Monty loves to say, have a plan. Don't fall in love with it. So what happened on Saturday is we went to a tailgate and then went to the OU game.
No, you didn't.
Oh, no. So I go to the tailgating.
You went to a football game?
No, everybody walks into the football game and I Uber home.
Oh.
Bye. So they stayed at the football game. They didn't get home till like 10:30, 11. They came home with pom-poms. I mean, you got killed, but like they had fun, and it was first American football game.
What'd she think?
She had a great time.
Did she?
She had a great time. Although she was she got hungry and she doesn't eat like stadium food. So she's like, I'm hungry, like at halftime. Like, and I'm like, dude, we got a long way to go, apparently. But anyway, they had a great time. I watched romantic comedies while they were gone on TV, all by myself with a glass of wine, and it was fantastic. So they came home. And then Sunday morning, we had a plan. Okay, I bought 6 weeks ago, I bought some discount tickets to Frontier City, which is like the tiny stepbrother of Six Flags. It's like this tiny little amusement park in Oklahoma City. So I bought us tickets. And then, okay, I had this plan. I was like, okay, I've never had I've always wanted a daughter that would do these kinds of things. So I took her to this, like the only English tack shop in the state of Oklahoma. It's called Red Earth Tack, and it's fantastic. You go in there, there's like riding pants and boots and tack and equipment that's not Western. They have some Western stuff, but it's like awesome because it's an English tack shop. So we go in there and I didn't tell her. We drive just from like, happy birthday, we're getting you half chaps, because she rides in tack boots and like tall socks. And I'm like, no, that's not how we're going to live here. Like we're going to ride in half chaps. You're going to get half chaps. So I had her measured. Basically, I went in there like, how can we help you? And I'm like, she needs to be measured for half chaps. And they were like, yay. And this young girl took her in the back and treated her like she was Julia Roberts and it was a pretty woman. She's like, well, you have to have on these pants to put on the tag. We need to get you a pair of boots, like measure. And we spent like an hour with her, fitting her for the perfect set of half chaps, which I expected to be like $150.
I was going to say 450.
Dude, they were $40. I was like,
really?
That was an amazing amount of time you just spent with her to sell her a $40 pair of half chaps. So I, of course, had to fill in the gaps and purchase a lot of things that we also needed. So we would go to the tack shop and then we're like, yay, we're going to Frontier City. The tack shop is like 7 minutes from Frontier City. So we like hop in the truck. And we go to Frontier City. Yeah! Everybody's so excited. It's an amusement park. You can see the roller coasters when you're driving up. It's awesome. And we pull in the gate. Sorry, folks. Frontier City is closed today. What?
Why?
I bought tickets for today because they were like, it's going to be inclement weather today. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's like perfect. It's great. It's no problem. And then as we're sitting there reading this sign, because we had taken 2 cars, I'm like, what do we do now? We're talking over the cars as we're sitting at the gates of Frontier City. And it's like when in National Lampoon's Vacation, when he's like, sorry, folks. Wally World's closed. The moose says it's closed. I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? So there's
the camper shooting, it straight up into the air.
I was like, this is crazy. So Wally World's closed. So we have to go somewhere else. So there's a science museum close by. And at that point it started to rain, and it proceeded to rain for the next 18 hours.
Oh, so you would have been a washout anyway.
It just stopped at like 4 a.m. All the horses were out. It was crazy amount of rain. So it worked out. It was probably a good idea. Who wants to be on a roller coaster in lightning and thunder? Frontier City was reading the weather, but it was just a bummer. So we go to the science museum and spent $100 to get everybody in the science museum, and walked around, and we're like, these are like toddlers. There's like babies in here. And Lucas was like, this was really cool when I was 5. It's like, get in the car. So we let Anna pick wherever she wanted to go to lunch, and she chose Olive Garden. And
really?
Yeah.
Does she know what an Olive Garden was?
Yeah, she loved it. We had unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks for the table.
Soup, salad, and breadsticks.
And Chad hates Olive Garden. He's like, I can't believe I have to go to stupid science museum, stupid Frontier City, stupid tech shop, and
stupid left them at home.
Olive Garden. I know, right? It's a girls' day. So all of that.
I love their breadsticks and their soup and their salad. Oh,
I know.
The pasta visual is so good.
I loved it. It was like $10.
And their salad's really good, actually.
Dude. Everything else on the menu, I had sticker shock. I haven't been to an Olive Garden in a long time. You know how like Olive Garden was where in high school, if you had a school dance and you had your date would pick you up and take you to dinner and then to the dance.
It was a relatively inexpensive first date, but not, it was better than Chi-Chi's.
Yeah. Anything's better than Chi-Chi's. So we get to Olive Garden, and that was where that was like the fancy place to go get a nice meal. I remember you'd be like, oh my God, this entree is $8.95. Whew. That is, I'm going to go for it because I'm on a date, but I would never spend $9 on a dinner. Dude, there is nothing cheaper than $20 to $25 on the Olive Garden menu. I was shocked. I was like, what happened to my Olive Garden? Anyway, we had this soup, salad, breadsticks, came home, and it just poured the rest of the day. So the rest of the day was stuck in the mud. We ended up cooking, making just I don't know. It was just one of those inside days. She
had a fantastic birthday though for her. What a weekend.
Here's the thing. She's the dang most positive kid in the world. I'm like, I'm so sorry Frontier City was closed. That's okay. I had so much fun.
See?
God, I love her.
She goes in with no expectations and has a good time.
Yeah, of course, my son is like, can't believe stupid Frontier City was closed. It's the worst day ever. Everything is terrible. She's like, this was so great. I had so much fun. I'm like, oh my God.
Maybe someone will rub off on him,
Exactly. That's what I'm going for.
Well, speaking of weather, it's pouring down rain. Pretty soon that's going to be sleet, and pretty soon then it'll be snow.
No!
Winter's coming, and you'll be having some nasty weather hitting your trailer roof. Leaky roofs are a very common problem in horse trailers and RVs. WERMflooring.com now does your trailer roof. WERM Flooring's revolutionary silicone-based coating creates a barrier against the heat and wet. First, it seals your roof and stops leaks before they start. Second, it reflects back nearly 90% of those nasty UV rays, keeping your trailer or barn up to 60 degrees cooler on a blistering day. So ditch the duct tape and the buckets. Invest in a long-lasting peace of mind with Seal and Chill. It's applied by pros for a flawless finish, and it's only $7.50 per square foot. That's a steal for a cooler, drier, happier trailer or RV, which means happier horses and people. Head on over to WERM Flooring, that's WERM Flooring.com, to find a dealer near you. Okay, it's time to get psychic.
Well, you guys asked for it. After I described Marion talking to Bella, my basset hound, then all of you requested that she talk to Cinco, the new horse. And so we have Marion on to go over the things. If you want to know, she has a Facebook page and an Instagram, and it's at the Clawed Soul. It's Marion Merril. Hi, Marion. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Highly requested for you to talk to this new horse. So I'm excited to see what he has to say. Now, Cinco, I've sent you pictures and I've told you his name. And that is so far all we have had. Have you ever listened to this podcast before?
I have not, actually.
Okay, well, welcome to the family.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So obviously Marion didn't know that when we did all of these conversations in the past that I had a podcast, because Janet was the one who had been booking all of these services. So I guess, as of now, I'm interested to see what you two come up with. So I don't know how you get started, but go for it.
See here. Let me see here.
So she's looking at the pictures right now, but I made her come off speaker, so it's going to take her a minute.
All right. What do you want to know about Cinco? What questions do you have for him?
I guess my
'Cause
first
he's
question.
a little confused.
My
Aren't we
first
all?
question would be like, yeah, can you tell me anything about your life up until now?
He says it was sporadic. There was little things here, little things there, nothing really set in stone. Training wise, he says they decently prepared him. He questions a lot of human actions. He tends to wonder why you guys do what you do.
How so? What does that mean?
What I'm getting is he wants to know how you guys tick because you guys want to know how he ticks.
Okay.
So
Can
he
he?
wants to know why you do things a certain way.
I would like to know what was done to him to make him behave the way he does.
He says humans have questionable actions. So I'm getting the feeling that he's had less than savory characters
Yeah.
around him
Yeah.
and dealing with him. He does have a hip issue and he has a stomach issue.
Okay. I could see this.
Check around his flank area. I'm getting the image that someone actually kicked him there hard enough to actually hurt him.
And it wasn't Jamie? I'm just clarifying that.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. It wasn't Jamie. This was prior to Jamie's ownership.
Okay, good. I was
And
just
it's
kidding too,
on
by the way.
The left side.
Okay.
It's the left side of him is the side that he's showing me that was damaged somehow. It was a male. It was very aggressive. Very, I would almost say rage.
Okay.
So he questions a lot of actions. He questions, that's why he questions Tick, is because he's worried about that rage factor.
Now, is this the point where I tell you what I've experienced with him, or do I just let you keep talking? Like, I don't, what do I do here? Do I confirm?
It's completely up to you if you want to confirm or if there's something that you notice in his body language and his mannerisms that
I will
show that.
I will confirm the fact that he will not let you on his left side for nothing. And I've talked to Monty Roberts about it a lot. The horses that are hard to be like, they're more okay. I would say he's okay with me on the right side, but he's more okay with me on his right side than his left side. And Monty always says it's because most abusers are right-handed or right-footed. Mm-hmm. And so that makes a lot of sense. I haven't been able to get back past his withers on his left side to touch because he is so guarded about that. And you mentioned the hip issue. That's interesting too, because a lot of people have noticed in these videos, he constantly has the same hip cocked. And to me, it's to the untrained eye, it looks like he's resting, but to the trained eye, it looks like he's about ready to run. But even past that, now we're like, maybe there's something wrong where he's constantly resting one hip. I can't remember which one it is, but the girl who does all the videos for me noticed that. And I was like, oh, dang, you're right.
There's damage there. And he keeps it when he's resting it, as he's explaining it to me, is he's resting it because he doesn't know when he's going to either have to move quickly, and when he moves quickly, it actually pinches. So I get the feeling that it could either be like an old muscle tear, or it's close to being a nerve pain.
Yeah. Yeah. So that definitely checks out. I would concur just through his behavior that humans have been very, very terrible to him. So continuing to ask questions, does he have a gauge? I don't know if horses even know this. Does he have an idea of his age?
They usually don't. Some are actually a little smarter than others, and they'll say, it's been 10 winters because they've been in the snow. Others will say, 5 rainstorms, which could be 5 rainstorms in a year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to determine with them sometimes. Mustangs, I know I have an even more difficult time trying to communicate, especially when they're wild born, because their pictures are actually literal. So one of the Mustangs I talked to showed me this forest, this, grassy area with trees, and I'm thinking, he wants to trail ride, or, this was his pasture when he was born, or, you know what I mean? Because I knew nothing about the horse. And she was like, actually, no, he was a wild born Mustang. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, that was where he was born. That was where he was raised. He was raised in the forest. Got it.
So looking at the horse's picture, they send you kind of images that you decipher, I guess.
Sometimes some horses actually send words via, like Russell. Russell, actually, Janet's horse, actually has a conversation with me. I can actually hear the words in coming from him. I don't get pictures. Mac, I get pictures. Walter, I would get pictures. The mare I used to have, she would send me pictures, but she would also send me, she had a deformed shoulder, so that's why she had been deemed a dangerous horse, because anytime someone tried to mount her on that side, it just happened to be the mounting side, she would literally go, throw her head between her legs and just go into full bucking. It's just...
Can you ask a question like this? So, Jamie, sorry, but can you ask a question like, what does Jamie need to do to get his respect, and not necessarily respect, trust? What does Jamie need to do to gain his trust? Does a horse know the human needs to do this and this and this?
Push this button.
Yeah, exactly. What needs to happen? Can a horse tell that, or do they not think that way?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they do. They do.
Okay, but then I'm asking.
Then that's a good question.
He wants you to talk to him, and he wants you to lower your energy because you have defensive energy.
Defensive.
I thought you only had that when you were on the show with me.
What he means by defensive energy is you are already ready to counter him. You're already expecting him to do something. And when you're in that mode, he's expecting you to make him do something.
Okay.
And he needs peace. He needs to find peace. My suggestion, based off of what he's showing me, is you kind of treating him like a wild-born Mustang, letting him come to you, sitting in his space with a book or playing on your phone, or, kind of ignoring him and to share space.
Okay.
And then talking to him when you have to do stuff with him. Let him know, hey, I'm going to put the halter on you and we are going to go do da-da-da and da-da-da. I will try to stay away from your left side. I will respect that. But there are things that I need to do around that area. You just need to tell me with your body language, because they understand. They totally understand when we talk to them. They totally understand our energy. They just can't talk back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you could actually ask him to start doing that, that'd be great. So I'm taking all this down in notes because yes, I would say, I mean, I am pretty good with these wilder kind of guys, but there is definitely, because he's been aggressive with me a few times, and I definitely, you have to be ready, but I could definitely improve my energy, my defensive energy there for sure. So if he, I don't know if he can tell how old, I don't know, but I would love to know like what his name is. Do they know their names?
His mom called him Charlie.
That's cute. So I was close.
Cinco, Charlie. It's close.
It starts with a C.
Yeah.
He got Cinco, he said, when they first started throwing a saddle on him. So I would assume somewhere between 2 and 4.
Well, actually, I just started calling him that because his hip number, he came from an auction. And his
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't go well for him there. No.
He came with another horse. He wants to know what happened to the other horse.
I don't know.
Don't tell him. No.
Tell him he's fine.
Yeah, tell him he's fine.
I don't know. I couldn't save all of them, but he did come in there with
Gotcha.
another horse. Oh, I'm going to cry. Because he did come in there with one, and that was the other one I was going to get one of them, and I ended up getting him and not his friend. But, oh, no. I've read too many, read Black Beauty too many times to hear stuff like that. Oh, it's Ginger. Ooh. Okay. Get it together.
He also,
Yeah, go ahead.
he's questioning what you plan to do with him.
Tell him that I would love in the end to make him a kid's horse where kids trail ride and have fun on him. At this point, I would like to make him comfortable around humans. I have no agenda. I have no timeline. I have no anything. I want him to be healthy. I've noticed that along with the hip things that he is quite sensitive in his withers. Does he know anything about something that's happened to his, like, behind his neck?
He said that had something to do with, he felt it pop. And there was a person riding him, and they yanked his face around and then started wailing on the side of him. And he said something in his, like, right there popped.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I'm trying to see if it's just out and he could use, a chiropractor.
Well, I will tell you, Marion, if you could get him to where I could take x-rays or have a chiropractor or even potentially groom him or pet him, that would be fantastic. Now, at this point, we have started working with an artificial arm to be able to touch him in places like that and let him know. But if you could just tell him we're not going to hurt him. Nothing is going to hurt that we do. Training wise, me get a injection. I'd love to vaccinate him, but like other than getting his shots and his teeth taken care of, just tell him nothing's going to hurt. He's not going to get whipped ever again. And you can tell him, please, that he will never go through another auction ever again in his entire life. He is safe.
He questions it still. He's basically saying, show me.
Okay. Well, I'm working on it. I'm trying. The damage that was done to him. Yeah, the damage that was done to him is not going to be fixed overnight, and I understand that. I just would like to at least start working on the physical things that have happened to him. So if he could just put in a good word for me, that'd be great.
And we're going to have to wrap on that too. We'll have to wrap there, but definitely put in the good word for Jamie. She would love him to know that this is not going to happen again.
Yeah, no, it sounds like he just really wants he wants to believe in somebody, but he needs to build that trust. And he keeps showing me that it has to be his decision. So like moving slow with him with like a Mustang, the whole wait until he comes to you vibe is what I'm getting.
Yeah. Oh, Glenn, I have one more.
Yep.
Do horses know their breed?
No.
Okay. Because he looks horse, but by God, he starts trotting around the round pen and his tail is flagged up in the air like an Arabian. And I'm like, what are you? I would love to take a DNA test too, but I can't get that close to him. So it's fine. One thing at a time.
Well, Marion, we'll put
yeah.
links to where people can find you in our show notes. So if you want to find Marion and have a reading for your own animal, then you can contact her there. We'll put the links right in the show notes.
Very reasonable price too. I mean, compared to a lot of other people, you really have a fair price. I think it was $40 for a reading. So it's like, definitely. Is that correct?
It's 40 for a group reading and 50 for just a one-on-one.
Oh, it's still
Perfect.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Marion, you were terrific. Thank you for joining us and being brave. We appreciate it.
Yes, thanks.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, she nailed some things there.
That was really intense. Like, I mean, especially the part about the hip, like we've just all been in discussion, but it's incredibly difficult to do any sort of diagnostic work on a horse that won't let you touch it.
You can't get near him. Interesting,
so
though.
I don't know.
I can see
how
the
to handle
kicking
it, but
thing. I've seen that happen at auctions, so I can.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that one.
And they at that auction when they rode the horses through, and remember this. At least his third one he's been run through that we could find. They yank their head around and they pull the head like to the left, and if the hips don't follow, they just haul off and whip with the reins. Oh my God. I don't understand how people can like be mad at people in the Olympics and this crap is going on in a small town near you. Like it's crazy. So at any rate,
two other things popped out at me. One, when she said you were being defensive, I thought, well, that's not Jamie. Her energy's never up. She knows that's first thing you learn at Monty School. But if he had been aggressive, then we'd all be a little, we are a little on edge, right?
Self-preservation,
exactly.
because
So I get that. I mean, I kind of get that. And then the other thing about the other horse coming in, that one jumped out.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
That was the other one I was going to buy if I didn't get him.
I see. You never talked about that. Not with me. You never talked about the fact that there was another horse.
No,
that was interesting. Those are the things that jumped out at me from this one. And it just sounds like it's going to take time. It's just going to take time.
Yeah, but I don't want him walking around in pain. Like, it's just the most frustrating part is just, I'm like, I want to fix you right now. Yeah,
but he's like, that's good. But you know what? He's walking around. That's the other thing. He is walking around.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
So he's okay that way. He'll get fixed eventually, but first we have to fix the head.
Yeah.
Then we can fix the body.
That is interesting too. She said about his left hip because my God, you can't get near that thing. He's so
Marion, good job.
Scared. Yeah, that was really good.
Good job. Well, this podcast is sponsored by Purina Animal Nutrition with 3 research-backed ration balancers to fill nutritional gaps in your horse's diet. Enrich Plus delivers a concentrated source of protein, vitamins, and minerals without unnecessary calories. Enrich Plus Senior features ActiveAge prebiotic technology and Outlast supplement for aging easy keepers. Omega Match is rich in omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin E, great for horses without access to green grass. Find a ration balancer for your horse at purinamills.com/ration balancers or visit your local feed store. We'll put a link to that in our show notes, and probably eventually Cinco will need this too, but not yet. Let's get a little further down the road.
I'm like, he's on $24 a day in supplements at this point. So, and by the way, I am treating him with omeprazole because I can't get a tube of Ulcerguard in his mouth. So I've compounded it and got it for him. Like he's on so many things. He must wonder what actual food tastes like.
Yeah, he probably never will like actual food again. All right, let's do something a little lighter. How about that? Let's go to Auditor Lora, who's doing a product review for us on a product she got called the Freedom This is so hard for me to say. The Freedom Feeder Frame.
What? I couldn't hear you. Say that again. What?
Well, coming up next, we're going to go a little lighter than psychics and horse trauma, and we're going to talk about a product review that one of our terrific auditors did. Her name is Laura. Laura, you're in California, right?
Nope, Oregon.
Oregon, West Coast up
Close,
in Oregon. All right. And you just told us...
East Coast, Eastern Oregon, but yeah.
Eastern Oregon. Okay. And you just said what you were doing right as we called. What are you doing?
I am sitting out on my deck, drinking coffee and listening to the elk bugle.
Does that sound
Do
idyllic?
you have an airport? Is there an airport that gets close enough to your house for me to Uber to it?
Maybe Boise?
Okay, I'm on my way. Stand by.
Laura, it just sounds beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous here.
How many horses do you have?
Oh, that's a rude question.
Oh,
Glenn.
geez. See, the only people with more than 10 answer that way. Everybody that under 10 just says, I have 2. I have 3.
Well, we have several projects, including Mustangs, and we've got about 4 boarders. So I believe there are 25 horses and 3 burros on our property.
Wow. She makes you look like a piker, Jamie. She's like...
I know. I'm a piece. I'm nothing.
You need to improve your numbers. So, Laura, you got a product in for review. It's called the Freedom Feeder Frame and the Freedom Day Net that goes with the Freedom Feeder Frame. So, tell us first of all. I never heard of this. What is it? What's it do?
It's not necessarily a slow feeder because the holes are pretty big, but it definitely makes feeding easy. It just holds the hay. It's so easy to use because the frame folds out from the wall and you just drop the hay in and you fold the frame back up.
Oh, you know what? We
So then
used something like this at the
hangs
one
down.
farm I was at, and this was horse husband approved because it made it so, because you know we hate hay nets. This actually opens the top of the hay net for you, drop the hay in, and you could put a lot, and then you close it and you're done.
Oh, correct. You can put enough for the entire day, if not 2 days, depending on the horse.
Oh, I know what you're
My
talking
husband
about.
loved it. It's very, very easy to use.
Is it built well? Is it constructed that it fall apart? Or
No, it has held up. And honestly, we have it in a 12 by 12 stall that's attached to an outside run that we rotate the Mustangs through to get them used to being in the stall. Because we do the competitions, so we take them out, and if we adopt them out, we want to make sure they're okay with being in a stall, stuff like that. So it has seen several different horses. We have it hung low, so nobody has shoes, but so far nobody has done any damage to it.
well, if the Mustang can't beat it up, then it's probably then you're probably safe,
Right? Right.
Now this comes
That's
as
kind
two.
of what I was thinking.
What surprised me about this is it comes as 2 pieces. It comes with the frame, which is the metal part that attaches to the wall that folds down, and then you attach the hay net, what they call the Freedom Day Net, to it. But it comes sold separately, which is kind of interesting. But you have to buy both pieces for it to really work, right? Or can you hook any hay net to it?
I'd have to go back and look at it. I really think it probably needs the hay net that comes with it.
That would make
I didn't
sense.
even think about trying to put a different hay net on
Yeah.
it, but
Well, they
Yeah, it
want
looks like it's pretty fitted.
Yeah, it looks like they want to sell you the hay
yeah,
net, so
yeah.
that would make sense.
Yes, definitely.
So the whole thing together is about $110 if you get the frame and the hay net. But I got to tell you, it does make it filling a hay net so much easier. So much so that I'm thinking I need those for this stalls here because then I don't have to fuss with the stupid hay nets.
Yes, the ease of use is just 5-star on it. It just unclips at the top. You toss the hay in and you fold it back up and clip it. I mean, it could not be easier. I hate filling hay nets.
Yay!
And I am guessing you could put a smaller hay net or double or triple it up if you needed to slow feeder somebody.
Gotcha.
They seem like it's pretty small squares, though, at least, too. Like, it's not like open circles or anything.
It was bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't call it a slow feeder, but it definitely contains the mess from the hay that didn't drop nearly as much.
All right. Well,
Interesting.
we'll put it. This was provided, by the way, all of our trial products are provided by StatelineTech.com, and I'll put links to this particular product to StatelineTech.com in the show notes for you today. Laura, thanks for doing this. Thanks for testing it out, and enjoy the bugling up there.
Yes, more than happy to test it out, and I'm having a beautiful morning.
Thank you, Laura. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks. Bye.
Your horse's health deserves the highest standard of quality. That's why Nutramax, the makers of Cosequin, maintains their own world-class manufacturing facilities in the United States, where they far exceed what is required of supplement companies. Nutramax works with top universities and researchers in their field to make sure your horse has nothing but the highest quality supplements. With the mission of improving the lives of people and their horses, each product is backed by more than 80 quality checks and guaranteed to meet label claims so you can purchase with confidence. With over 30 years behind the Cosequin name, you can rely on Cosequin products and performance matters. Visit Cosequin.com to learn more.
It's time for the weekly look at your equestrian first world problems. This ought to be good.
Yes, it's the time of the week where I guess usually on Sundays we'll put up a post on the Auditor Facebook page. It's a little private room that you get access to if you become an auditor, and you can share with us the tales of woe that horses are bringing into your life. Now, if you want to participate in this, become an auditor. Glenn, how do they do it?
Just go to horseradionetwork.com, scroll down the page to the middle, and you'll see an auditor banner. And for as little as $3 a month, you too can join the party.
Now, keep in mind that we are running short on time, so Glenn told me I could only do 8. So these are the ones that made the cut, although there was a bunch of fantastic ones. So Sharon said, I tried mounted archery this Saturday and found out there's another clinic next Saturday, and it's only 10 minutes from my house. But I have to wait 6 more days until it's here. Oh, that's when you know
you're so popular.
It's so fun. It's so fun. Katie says, Katie, you know better than this. Come on. I thought that I could treat my horse with Thrush Buster without getting it on my favorite non-barn shoes. I was wrong. Katie, Thrush Buster is like the worst of the purple disasters. Okay, what are you doing?
That's like saying I won't get ichthymol over everything when I use it. Yeah.
Oh, Copper Tox won't spread green onto my fingers. Like, no problem. Allison, this is so sad. I'm so sorry that you're having to deal with this.
That whole conversation right there, a non-horse person would have understood any of the words we just used.
Not a bit. Not a bit. Thrush Buster, Ixtamol, Copper Tox, like it's fine. But like all of these people, they get it. Allison said, just my luck. The weather is finally cooling down for more enjoyable trail rides this week. But I'm leaving for vacation to Europe on Tuesday.
You know what I've determined by a question first world problem is our people go on a lot of vacations.
We're a-holes is what we are. Yeah. Now, Clark said this. Seize the Gray won the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby on Saturday, which provided a pretty nice payday in addition to kicking in a $2 million breeding clause addition. But I can't decide which new racehorses to purchase and what Seize the Gray swag I want to buy. Well, he got in on Seize the Gray because it's one of the My Racehorse horses, obviously. If those don't know, Clark is the one who kind of spearheaded all of our interest in Caldera, which a bunch of listeners bought into Caldera. Yeah, who is now in training with Dwayne Lucas. So we're all hoping for a Seize the Gray repeat.
Now, I got to give Clark some kudos here because they posted about a horse that's up right now you can invest in from Bob Baffert, you know who. And Clark was like, I am not investing in any Bob Baffert horses. He posted right on the Facebook page. So he is towing the line for us.
Well, I will tell you that I also wrote in to the My Racehorse organization and said, I can't believe that in this world of like, we're trying to extend and promote horse racing, that then you would choose Bob Baffert to be one of your trainers when he has been in so much trouble for abuse. And they wrote me back some form letter. And now many, many people have written in. So if you're interested in the My Racehorse thing, send him a message. Cause I think it's a black mark, like anything he's involved in at this point. I mean, he's been in so much trouble. I mean, he lost a freaking derby. Like it got taken away from him because of whatever.
But there's a lot of
It's
horses there that are not his. So just choose one
Yes.
that's not his.
Dwayne Lucas is the one
But
who's
yeah, ours
managing
is in
Caldera's
training and doing apparently doing pretty well. So
Talked about it last week. He had a bullet work. What? His first work was a bullet work. Apparently, Dwayne likes to just blow them out and see what they can do. And this horse has a stride longer than Secretariat, so we're all feeling good about it. But Jenna had a very sad experience over the weekend. She said she got bucked off her horse, and she put, bless her heart, she put video.
Did you see the
on
video?
the post? I don't watch people getting bucked off horses.
I did.
But
I watched it.
she said, I finally got bucked off my horse, but I landed on my feet, so I still haven't been able to test out the fall alert on my Apple Watch.
She nailed the landing. She just nailed it like a gymnast. It was perfect.
Arms up, finish, like,
And that
you're
horse
the
bucked too.
oh, man. But Shelley said, and this is back to Seize the Gray, I knew Seize the Gray would win this weekend, but I forgot to bet on him.
I got to
If
get
you
a
bet
betting
on him,
app.
he wouldn't have
Don't let
won.
Jennifer bet.
No, yeah. Caitlin, dear Caitlin, she says, my daughter is too confident on Taco Tuesday, and all the gray hair is happening now. I got a phone call from Caitlin over the weekend and said, Charlie, I texted, we need to talk to you about Taco. And I was like, oh crap, like what happened? Apparently little Missy here has been just hand galloping at inappropriate times when mom doesn't know on Taco Tuesday.
What teenager doesn't do that though?
She's not a teenager. She's like 11.
Close enough.
Yeah. Mel said it was a beautiful day. This is the last one. It was a beautiful day, and I was confident I was going to finally go on a gentle trail ride with my gelding. But both trucks were in use when I wanted to haul, and so I had to ride in our brand new indoor instead.
That's an equestrian.
Mel.
That is the definition of an equestrian first world problem right there. That is what we're talking about. That's exactly
That
what we're
is-
talking about.
Both my trucks are being used. Oh, so what can I do?
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
If
All right,
you,
everybody,
yeah,
thanks
if you,
for participating.
yeah, if you want to become an auditor, do what I said. Just go to horseradionetwork.com and click on the auditor banner. Thank you for joining us today. It's good to be back. It's good to be back with all of my equipment again after the last couple of months of faking it. And we're going to talk in the post show. We're going to continue the You Can't Make This Up moving saga, hopefully for one last time, because Jamie, you didn't hear why I kind of blew you off when you texted me the other day, but I'm going to
No,
talk.
we talked on the show on Friday about how what is it? Really bad ads were, quote, lost in the move, and you just didn't provide any, and then sent me nasty messages
well,
about
we're
how
going to
your
tell
life
you
is
why
more
you were getting
important
nasty
than mine.
messages at that particular moment. You
And
texted
so
at the
Lisa
wrong
and
time.
I in 5 minutes had an entire thing from Oklahoma ads, so it was really easy to
Well, good.
fix.
Thank
And
you.
so, thanks for dropping the ball and sending me nasty messages on thing. Whatever is fine.
We'll talk about why I was sending her nasty messages. And let's just say it's a poopy affair coming up.
All right, don't forget, everybody. Spay, neuter, and geld.
It's American Pot Pie Day. Just thought I'd mention that. If you're hungry.
American pot pie? Like
Yeah.
you can't have European pot pie?
No, it's only American Pot Pie.